This is ZAN, also known as House of John, the beautiful mansion on the Ringling Museum grounds. It was once the winter home of John and Mabel Ringling. The home is ornately detailed, inspired by Venetian Gothic architecture. Due to the damage sustained during the intense 2024 hurricane season, likely mostly from Hurricane Milton, parts of ZAN are currently undergoing restoration. The roof, the marble terrace, and the waterfront stairs all suffered storm-related damage. As a result, large mold remediation fans have been installed in certain areas, which you might see throughout the video, and access to the second floor is currently restricted, so I wasn't allowed to go up there. The tour experience has also shifted, as far as I am aware. Rather than an in-person guide, we now just receive an audio guide to explore the home. So since this was my first visit, I'm not sure what the tours were like before the storms, but it's clear that efforts are being made to preserve and protect this historic mansion. I'm going to try to give you a summarized version of some of the things I learned about in this audio tour that they provided us with. Enjoy the beautiful sights of this mansion. I was extremely excited to go inside for the first time. John and his wife, Mabel Ringling, visited Europe often. They admired the palazzos, or palaces, that lined the canals of Venice. Mabel Ringling in particular fell in love with the style, and she had a hand in much of the design of the mansion herself. At the height of the Ringling social scene, guests would arrive in Sarasota by train. Then they would be chauffeured in luxury vehicles to the House of John. The house was built to entertain, and John and Mabel took great pride in their hospitality. Imagine this area filled with music, laughter, and the clink of cocktail glasses. You would have been greeted by staff, offered a drink, and ushered through the grand doors into the main entertaining spaces of the house. The Ringlings hosted many famous guests, celebrities, politicians, and artists, all drawn to this glamorous Florida mansion during the height of the Roaring '20s. In creating a home inspired by stately European architecture, ZAN was also a showcase for every modern convenience. It had a central vacuum system, an elevator, and even an early version of air conditioning that used fans and ice to cool the air. There are 3 electric refrigerator units in the house, one in the pantry, one in the kitchen, and one in the tap room. The Ringlings spared no expense. The home cost about $1.5 million to build in the 1920s, which would be more than $25 million today. Much of that cost was due to imported materials and custom craftsmanship, and obviously the level of detail throughout. A mixture of historical styles, from Renaissance to Islamic, were used to create an opulent effect. The ceiling gives the appearance of being hand-carved wood, but it's actually molded plaster painted by the artist Robert Webb Jr. The Ringlings commissioned many artists to create decorative painting accents throughout ZAN. In preparation for a dinner party, the table would have been set with Mabel's collection of china, silver, and glassware. She had several sets of fine china, something for every occasion. The dining table could be extended with up to 20 seats to accommodate large gatherings. While more intimate dinners were held in the dining room, parties of a very large size were likely hosted in the reception room. The house of John was fully equipped for entertaining the many guests of John and Mabel. After dinner, the festivities might continue with card games, business discussions, or perhaps by dancing the night away. While John Ringling made most of the financial decisions, Mabel Ringling was the creative force behind this incredible interior design. The Great Depression had a significant impact on the Ringlings' fortune. The stock market crashed just months after the house was completed. Despite the financial troubles, John continued to move forward with his plans to keep the estate intact as part of his and Mabel's legacy. He continued to spend time in Sarasota until his death on December 2nd, 1936. You may notice the pointed arches, stained glass windows, and decorative stonework typical of Venetian design. The exterior is made of terracotta imported from Verona, Italy, and the marble terrace is just from a state above us, from Georgia. John Ringling wanted the home to reflect his love of Venice and the Italian Renaissance. He named it Ca di ZAN, House of John, in the Venetian dialect. John left the Museum of Art, the Ca di ZAN, and the grounds to the people of the state of Florida. The Ringlings had big plans for Sarasota. This house is a reminder of those dreams and all that the Ringlings were able to accomplish. It's easy to imagine that John and Mabel would be pleased to see Sarasota flourish into the international destination it is today. Enhanced by the later additions of the Circus Museum, the historic Oslo Theater, and more, the Ringling Museum, and especially the beautiful mansion, are such a treat to see in person. And I can't wait to see it back in its natural state after the hurricane damage is gone. Be sure to subscribe, and thank you for watching.